Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is our second week with Plan with Purpose, and in this week, inshallah, we're going to be talking about discovering your divine assignment. What is your purpose? How do you find your purpose before planning with it? So, let's get started. So, now, welcome back. Last week, we talked about what planning with purpose means, what it entails, and how you can plan with purpose. But this week, inshallah, we're going to be discovering what your specific purpose is and how you find it, how you discover your purpose. So now, today we're going to be talking about what breaks your heart, what you're naturally good at, where your gifts meets the world needs, and we're going to be clarifying your purpose statements. We're going to be talking about the intersection of how all of these factors contribute to what your purpose is, inshallah. And then at the end of this session, you're going to be able to write a purpose statement tentatively because discovery is not a one day thing, it's a constant thing in life. The more you grow, the more you discover things about yourself that you never knew existed. What matters is you starting, right? Knowing the first, taking the first step in finding your purpose, and then continue to discover yourself in the path. There's nothing rigid in this life. Change is the most constant thing. So, the first part is you making the move, taking the first step. So now you're not an accident. Your combination, everybody's has unique combination of their gifts, their experiences, personality, and passion. And all of these are factors that come together to make what each person's purpose is. And that is why we could say that everybody's purpose is different, no matter how much similar it is, because our experiences are different. You can have two siblings living in the same house, birthed by the same parent, and then their experiences are different, even if they are twins, right? So now they are designed with purpose, and there's something only you can do. Yeah, that's the point of what purpose is. Only you can do it, and in the way that only you can do it. Yes, there's something that only you can do in the way that only you can do it. So, the combination of your gifts, your experience, your personality, your passion makes your purpose. And they are uniquely defined. That's where the uniqueness comes in. Your gift can be the same as someone else's, but your experience can never be the same as someone else's. Well, even if your experience is the same as someone else, your personality is going to be different. So all of this makes the unique experience that only you and can have, and that makes your purpose unique, which means it matters. All right. You can be like, oh, but everybody is doing it. Not everybody can do it in the way only you can do it. So if you already have one thing that your mind is being pushed to, but you're thinking, but everybody's already doing it now, and then you don't want to do it because of that, nah, you're doing yourself a lot of this harm because there's a perspective that only you can see because of all of this uniqueness that you have. That is unique to only you. Your gifts, your experiences, your personality, and your passion. Right? It can never, the four of them can never be the same as someone else. And that is what makes your purpose. Okay, so now signs. This is where we get to the signs that helps you find your purpose. Signs that you see when you are trying to find your purpose. Number one sign is something that breaks your heart, right? One thing, if you notice one thing that actually break your heart, like often in the way you see things, in the way you perceive other people's actions or reactions or thoughts towards a particular thing. That is one unique way for you to find your purpose. What is that one thing that breaks your heart? You never know. Your purpose could be in that. The problem that break your heart are the ones that you are meant to solve, right? Your heartbreak is your calling, can be your calling in disguise. That thing that break your heart, that things that you wish that you can change, that things, that thing that you wish that could be changed. It's something that is bothering you, that you think about it often and often, and you're wondering, how can this problem be solved? Think about it properly. That could be your purpose. And the next sign for you to find your purpose is, oh, okay, so we have a reflection, right? So you can jot this in your journal, or maybe just think about it. Or what injustice makes you genuinely angry or sad? What injustice makes you genuinely angry or sad? What suffering have you experienced that you don't want others to go through? If you could fix one problem in the world, what would it be? What makes you say this isn't right? So you can answer others' question, this four question in your notebook and see the consistency. What is that one thing that makes you genuinely angry or sad? What is that one thing that you have suffered and you don't want others to go through? You wish that there is a way that other people won't go through the same, right? Look at that properly. You never know. Your purpose could be hiding beneath this. Now, the second sign that you're going to see when you're trying to find your purpose, the first is your heartbreak. What thing, what circumstances breaks your heart, in the world, right? What occurrence, what specific things actually breaks your heart? So, in your heartbreak, and the second sign is what comes naturally to you, your gift. So, Allah does not waste anything. Those gifts that comes to you easily, those things that actually, like, you just think about it and do them without having to bother. A lot of people might struggle with the same thing, but to you it just comes easily, it just comes natural. Like, you don't even think about it, you just do it. Those things are your gifts. They are this divine assignment for from Allah to you. And then they are just not meant to sit down in your gift list, right? They're meant for you to act with them and to serve mankind, to serve Allah through humans with them. So Allah is not wasting your gift. Allah does not want your gift to go to waste and then just lie there. Oh, I know how to do it, and then just leave it at that. You know, your gifts are signs of your divine assignment. Your natural gifts are signs of your divine assignment. Those things that easily comes to you are meant to be used and not ignored. So your gifts are not just there for camouflage. They are meant for you to use them to serve Allah through humans. They are meant to be in service to other mankind. And that is where your bag is. That money that you're hoping to have could be there. So this is another reflection that you should do. Take like few minutes to take an inventory, to map out 5 skills that you have learned, 5 talents that are natural, 5 experiences that have shaped you, 3 passions that energizes you, and your unique perspective. Take a look at all of those 5 special things, the skills that you have learned, the talents that you have naturally. For instance, you could learn bead making, bag making. You could be skilled, hand skilled, and then you're not skilled intellectually. You could have a talent for convincing people. You could have talent for sales. You could have a talent of writing. You could have a singing talent. It could be that your voice heals people, you know. Like there are several talents, no matter how little or small it looks. So don't ignore those tiny ones. It's just this. There's nothing like just. So Allah does not waste talent, right? So that talent, that hidden talent, that is like nothing to you, but it wows people. No matter how little you, no matter how much you belittle it, it still wows people. Like, oh, you really can design? Yeah, I can do it. But to you, it's nothing. It's just like, yeah, I can do it. Like, no biggie, right? So those talents, write them down. Those skills that you've learned, even the one that you spent 1,000 naira in learning, uh, the ones that you spent like hundreds of thousands in learning, write them down. Your experiences, those experiences that shaped you, three passions that energizes you, those things that you are actually passionate about, that you do with so much energy. Like even if no one sends you, you can easily do them. You can write them down. And trust me, this might not come easy. You can just write these things down and you feel them along the way. You don't have to know all of the answers right away. You don't have to understand everything right now. Give yourself time, think about it. Sometimes it's when you are like absent minded, maybe you are busy doing something that you realize that, oh, this is actually my talent, and you write them down. So you don't have to write everything all at once. You don't have to sit down with it and be like, I must get this thing today. And then if you don't get it, you're now feeling down. You feel like a loser. You feel like you don't have talent. No, you shouldn't do that to yourself, right? Take your time to discover yourself. Self discovery is not in one day. It's not in 1 hour. It's not in 1 year, to be honest. A lot of people that are in their old ages are still discovering themselves. So yes, give yourself time and space to find out all of this. But don't wait until you find all of them. Even if it is one that you know right now. And then maybe you know one skill, or maybe you've learned like three skills, and then you have like two talents, and then the experience that shaped you, you can't even remember. It's okay. It's okay. Just write them down, and so whenever you find them out, whenever you discover them, you can always write them down. All right. So let's go to the next slide. So here is important truth. Here are important truths that I need you to note. Your gifts are not accident. Your pain is not wasted. So all of those experiences, those heartbreaks, those sufferings that you've undergone, they are not there to punish you. They are there to shape you. They are there to build you. They build your resilience. They build your patience, your perseverance. They build your instinct. Yes, they build your intellect. Some of those pains that you are going through makes you wiser. They build your experiences. So when somebody is saying, "Oh, I went through this," you could say, "Oh, yes, I went through that as well." But this way you are going through it is not the right way. Maybe you should do it this way. Maybe you should do it that way. They are building your experience bank. Your interests are not random, even if it's weird. If you're the type that likes it in the kitchen, and then everybody, I work on like kitchen, sha. Yes, you just like kitchen. Those interests are not random. The fact that you like kitchen is not a random gift. It's not just there because God wants you to cook. Maybe there's something in that kitchen you that is your purpose that you can discover. And then that discovery serves human and serves you because it serves your pocket. Yes, you make money from your purpose. Your perspective are not just there for fun. If you have weird perspective to things, maybe your purpose isn't that, right? They are all clues to your divine assignment. They are all there to help you find your divine purpose. And when you find your divine purpose, you become well grounded. You become a person that has destination, not just fantasies. So you have a destination, you have a direction. Yes, direction change, but then your destination is constant because you have a purpose. Do you understand? Okay, so The third sign, we talked about two signs already: your heartbreaks and your gifts, your natural talent. So now here is where your gift meets needs. So your purpose live in the intersection of what breaks your heart, what you're naturally good at, what energizes you, what serves Allah and others. You look for the overlap. That thing that breaks your heart, but you're naturally good at. For instance, if you are good at directing people, yes, and then something around children, maybe children upbringing breaks your heart, or maybe there's a way that you were raised and then you didn't like and you wish that you could change that. And then you have a flair, you are like a good speaker, you speak very well, or maybe you're a good writer. And then there's something that maybe something around activities, like for instance, events. If you type they like events, we are looking at the overlap here. And then serves Allah and serve others. Yes, this serves Allah. So here you could be looking at, oh, could it be that you have an NGO, right? And then that NGO, yes, there's a way that you can monetize it. Okay, no, I'm not saying you should monetize an NGO. There's a way that you can monetize that skill that you have to fund your NGO. I don't know if you understand. So here we are looking at where your gift, your heartbreak meets needs. Okay? That special gift that you have, that thing that breaks your heart, is the one that is directing you. It's where your purpose lies. And then if you have a purpose, it's easy for you to switch roles. Most especially when you see that your when you see that the current direction that you are is not going to fit your purpose, or maybe your heart is tugging at something else, but then it's still in line with your purpose. It's easy for you to live it, because the whole essence of finding your purpose is not just for fame, it's not just for money, is to serve Allah, to earn the pleasure of Allah through whatever you do, and also to be at peace within yourself, knowing that you're not just in this world like a person that works on water, you know, without leaving an impact. And yes, when I say impact, I don't mean that you have to be a motivational speaker or a leader. Even within your home, within your community, or a person that is noted for the special perspective that you bring to the table. So let's take another reflection. Where do my gifts meet the world's real need? What problems could I actually help address? No matter how little, no matter how quiet you are, you can solve a problem. And that is what makes you priceless. How do my experience give me unique insight? Who am I positioned to help? And how could this be worship? So, if what you're discovering scares you, yes, when you're onto something huge, when you're onto something big, it's gonna feel scary. Imagine that you find out that you should change the world, or maybe you should change how CEOs think. Like you, that maybe you've not started anything major in your life, and you're thinking of changing how founders think. The first question is, are you even a founder yourself? But then because you have experiences that shaped how you think, you have talent that guides your perspective, you have heartbreaks that grounds you, that give you a direction, that makes you know what you want to change. Yes, it's a good start. So now, the purpose is not supposed to feel small and safe, right? The purpose are meant to scare you. Allah does not place those dreams in your heart in a way that it won't help you to fulfill it. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah does not place a burden on someone's heart except that He makes it easy for the person. Allah does not burden His soul beyond what it can bear. That dream, that thing that you're finding out right now, yes, might feel scary, but you're capable. That's why Allah places that dream in your heart. So no matter how scary it feels, know that you can do it with the right guidance, with the right plan. All right, so um before crafting your purpose statement, I need you to note something. Self-discovery, as I've said earlier, is not linear. Right now, this is what you discovered. Like from this session, the more you grow, the more you discover other things. But one thing that would be like your guiding light is the four guiding principles in a finding your purpose, or the four key ingredients in finding your purpose. And I listed them here already. So ensure that you write them down so that you don't forget. So the four key ingredients in finding your purpose, or if your purpose is shaped by these four important things: your gift, your experiences, your personality, and passion. And trust me, your experiences changes, your personality changes with respect to your experiences, because some experiences shape you, right? And your passion changes depending on your experiences. Your gift also, you discover them. Like your gifts are not casted in stone, right? Your gift evolves, right, as you grow. So, having that in mind, now let's craft your first, or maybe second, or maybe third. If you have been on this journey before, maybe you must have written a purpose statement, but let's craft a purpose statement based on what you've learned so far. So, I am called by Allah. I'm called to serve Allah, right? By that change that is in your mind to create, right? Through what? Your gift, your unique gift, or your unique approach, your unique perspective, based on your gift, your experiences, your personality, and I can't remember the last one. So for who? Who is that pain that you feel, that talk that you have in your mind? Who is it towards? Is it geared towards? Is it to children? Is it to adults? Is it to solutions or whatnot? Is it to animals? You know, it doesn't have to be human at all times. It doesn't have to be Allah's creation. And this is your divine assignment in words. Yes, as I've said again, is not casted in stone. It can change. So your first purpose statement, you can write it right now. This is your first draft. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be true, right? So now, yeah. So if you have done that, it means that you just discovered your divine assignment, or maybe you just rephrased your divine assignment, which is your purpose. If you have been on this journey before, so yeah, some of you might have named something you've been avoiding for years. Some of you might just um write down or maybe face your fear of that thing that your heart has been tugging towards for a long time. So now you have given yourself to see it clearly. So this week or maybe today, ensure you write your purpose statement where you see it clearly and see it daily. Ask people question what about yourself. Sometimes people see in us what we don't see in ourselves. Then refine it as needed. Always refine it, as I've said. And it is not, as I've said earlier, casted in stone. So for now, you've already discovered your divine assignment. Inshallah. Next week we're going to turn that purpose into practical plan. Yes. For now, sit with this discovery right now. And I see you next week, inshallah. So, this is our closing down. Let's say, سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Oh Allah, thank you for creating me with purpose. Give me the courage to step into what you're calling me towards. Remove my fear of being seen. Help me use my gift in service to you and your creation. Guide my steps, surround me with support, and make my purpose a source of blessing for others. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.